Hello and welcome back. In this video, I want to show you the shift study. It's something that you can vary in terms of the exact material. In the sheet that you probably have from me, it's an A major scale in the first octave and then again in the second octave, all played with the same finger. There are so many variations on this. You can play one finger scales, you can do chromatic scales, anything really, just anything involving having to figure out how to get a beautiful sound, a shift that's not too obvious or dragged or ugly, but something that's musical. So here's the actual literal study that I wrote. Now again, we're playing whole bows. We are bowing every other. There's 2 notes per bow. So here would be the study, and I'll make a couple of observations when I stop. So that would be it in its most basic form. Might be good to repeat each position a couple of times to check your intonation. Obviously playing this over a drone is good. Make sure to keep your bearings with the intonation. It's very important. So a couple things to think about. Many times students come back to this A and it's inconsistent. So to make sure that it's home, you can do 2 things. One thing is, so good, was it? So you have the open string there. The other idea is listening. You hear that harmonic ringing, so that's an example of what we call sympathetic vibrations. And so what happens is I draw a good strong A, and then I stop the bow on that A. So the G string is no longer ringing. So anything we hear is coming from some other string. So you kind of develop a sense, well, you do develop a sense of when that's resonating with it. So as you go up, so we notice if the pressure is changing as I'm shifting, I'm releasing pressure. Here's a good way to visualize it. Take your bow and hold it as if it were the neck. And so now you're thinking of the opposite. Instead of the hand moving up and down the neck, the neck is moving, so to speak, up and down the hand. Well, down actually. So if I release the thumb pressure and I go like that, that's essentially what it should feel like when you shift. And you can see then that going back will be a little bit more difficult. I don't have it in this video, I can't show it, but I can tell you for sure that when I shift back to the basic note, and that may relate to that intonation issue that I was talking about with a lot of students, I actually take my thumb off the neck slightly it comes off. So like if I do a perfect 4th, yes, it's very subtle. You almost wouldn't see even if I had a camera on it, but I'm releasing a little bit of pressure in the back. Okay, so that's the big key to getting a smooth sound that's got that glissando in it, but it's very minimal. If we keep the same pressure and keep the same bow speed being the other factor which I haven't mentioned, now we get something like this, a drag shift. See, that's so really to get the sound that I'm trying to get, which is very much like a classical, a European singer. I'm sort of releasing pressure. I'm also slowing the bow a little bit. So I'm doing both. I need to tell you both. But I would focus right now not so much on the bow speed, but rather on the release of pressure, because I can tell you most any student has that issue. They don't have the sensitivity developed yet to release the pressure. Now in the thumb position, it's pretty much the same thing. The whole thing here, the name of the game, is finding the sounding point, which is forever a moving target, if you like to call it a target. It's changing because of it's the physical location based on the length of the string. So what that means is a place where the A, this particular A, sounds good, is not going to at all be the place where this A will sound good. In fact, I'll leave the bow right where I was, just you hear how bad this sounds. Okay, I love that. It sounds so. So to get the match, I have to have the bow totally in a different place. So warming up this way with the shift study is the perfect way to wake your ear up to that, to getting one sound from the bottom of the instrument to the top. Very difficult with a short bow. You know, if you think about how long a violin bow is in relation to the instrument, and then think about the double bass bows are smaller than the violin bows, and yeah, so we have to be sort of illusionists, magicians, really, to try to get the kind of cantabile sound that a violinist or a cellist would get. All right, so in the upper register, this is just the last topic, we want to get the same sound, and again, listening for that resonance to help you. You can practice with a drone too, that's very good too. So now, so it's the same idea with the release of pressure, only now because everything's on top of the string, you have to hop a little bit. You release the pressure a little bit. So I think that's it. That's it basically. Just be sure to do this a little bit every day. Don't do it too slow. And you know, I wouldn't make it something like that. I wouldn't do that. I've heard people practice that way. It's all right, but just get a sound. Imagine you singing A B B A C C A, etc. Getting the sound that you would get with your voice. Try to be singing through the instrument. So that's it for now, at least for this particular issue. And so shifting, vitally important part of what we do. So we'll get to our next topic in the next video, and I'll see you then. Thanks.